Welcome back into the Delmarva Sports Insider Governor's Challenge Selection Show. For high school basketball fans, you can't get any better with this being one of the largest holiday tournaments in the nation. We've run through your DMV showcase games, but now let's introduce the first half of the boys brackets. In boys bracket number 1, things will kick off on December 26th with Parkside and CH Flowers at 6:45 on court 1, and Oakdale and Randallstown will battle at 7 on court 2. And then over in boys bracket number 2, James M. Bennett will play Hartford Tech at 5, and Walkersville will take on Archbishop Curley at 3:30. And then in bracket 3, Cambridge and Sussex Tech will tip off at noon, and the Seed School out of D.C. will play New Era at 8:45 p.m. And in number 4, Crisfield will welcome Kempsville from Virginia at 8:30 on court 1, and Ben Franklin will come in to take on Laurel at 3:15 in the afternoon. And a lot of games still on Tuesday as we get to bracket number 5. Mardella will match up with Hartford Christian at 1:45, and Concordia Prep will go up against the Salisbury School at 1:30 on court 1. Now over to bracket 6, Nandua and Carver Votech, will go up against each other at 5:15, and Queen Anne's and Indian River will clash at 11:45 in the morning. And in the last bracket that we will preview, moving to December 27th, St. Joe's by the Sea will travel from New York to match up with Edmondson from Baltimore. And Tacoma Academy will tip off at noon against Athelton. Guys, CH Flowers won one of the brackets last year. They'll be looking to do it again this year, but it was a tough test against Parkside early on.
Yeah, you know what? Flowers is becoming a squad we've seen accustomed to coming down here and having much success out of Prince George's County. I'm assuming that the same thing will be happening this year, this time around.
Right, yeah, they always make it a point to come down here, and they always show well. The return senior wing, Juwan Barnett, he'll be counted on to help lead the way. They lost their 2 top players from last year to graduation, Glenn Ford and DeMarcus Demonia. So I'm looking forward to see, which of their younger guys can step up and help Juwan out and contribute as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But let's flip to the other side of that matchup. Parkside, the Rams, with a lot of upside heading into the season, guys. Coming off a 15-9 year, so not a bad season with a pair of losses to both Snow Hill and then Decatur. They have, the Rams, they return football sensation, Niall Oji.
Hear him a lot.
We see him every weekend, along with 3 other seniors. Lost both leading scorers in Raekwon Williams and Paul Morgan Jr. Trey, I know we've talked a lot about them.
Yeah.
Averaged 21 and 11 points per game, respectively. Suffered the heartbreaking 2-point loss to Hartford Tech in the regional final last year, who happened to share a bracket with the Rams again this year at the Governor's Challenge.
Exactly right.
Yeah, Hartford Tech, won the regional championship last year. That was their first in school history. But kind of continuing that theme of, teams who have lost some big guys. Their best player is Darius Dangerfield, who's at Lycoming College now in Pennsylvania.
That kid was amazing.
Yeah, he left. He graduated as the all-time leading scorer in Hartford County.
Oh, wow.
So those aren't those aren't easy shoes to fill. So it'll be interesting to see who is going to step up and lead the way for them.
Yeah, Dangerfield was easily one of my favorite players in the state last year. A team they'll be matching up with is James M. Bennett. Bennett has some talent coming back. Otis Russell Jr., Jalen Morgan, and Morton, and Montez Jefferson will be players that they look to lean on. The thing for Bennett is just consistency. We saw it last year. They hung around in games like this with Surrattsville, only to fall a little bit later at the end of the game. So for me, it's easy. If Bennett can be consistent as they were a couple seasons ago when they had a great player in Jordan Duffy, then they will be successful this season. That's it for brackets 1 through 7, but coming up, we scour through brackets 8 through 16. That and more when DSI returns.
This is Coach Dave Byer, head coach of Parkside High School. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.